Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. We've been talking about your real estate plans. What's going on in the market? Where are the rates at? How do you make your next move? How do you get ready to get fast-tracked so we can find you the house of your dreams? Are we going to rent the old house you're moving out of, or are we going to sell it? All these things Loveland Properties can help you with. Bruce Woodburn can help you with the mortgage at Cross Country. I want to dig into time is money, Bruce.
It most certainly
and I want to talk about on sellers. If you're, and this is different situations, is why I always find out, if it's a house you're selling and you need that money to buy the next house, and let's say you're on the market for too long, the house, and you're waiting for your price to rise up to where the number you want, the house you're buying is going to rise up.
Absolutely.
And then you look at the markets you're going into, because especially if you're selling, let's say you're selling a McMansion for $999 in Central Florida. That's a nice house. And you're going to downsize to one of the 55 and better communities and get yourself a nice new villa for $450,000 or something. Those are rising faster in price than your McMansion.
Yes, it is.
So those things come into play.
Yeah.
So also there's time and money costs on when you downsize and you cut your utility bill in half. You drop your property taxes a couple grand a year. You drop your insurance costs. All those things come into play. And that's what people don't look at all the time sometimes. And I'll see the listings out there.
Well,
I'll see crazy.
I think you have a good point, but even when it comes to somebody that's not selling to buy, you look at these people that are renting.
Yeah.
And I don't care if your mortgage payment is twice as much as you're paying for rent. At least there's money going toward principal. Right now, people are like,
and the house is going up in value.
The house I'm in, or, my rent's really low and I hate to get into a higher mortgage payment. Listen, I can tell you one thing. There's no such thing as a rich renter. I've never met one before. If you are renting right now, you are making probably one of the worst financial errors that you could possibly
I wish I'd bought
make.
my first home 5 years earlier than I did in my early 20s instead of my late 20s. And I wish I would have kept the darn thing, because I sold a house in that neighborhood a couple months ago. I sold that thing for like 80 grand back in 1995. And the darn thing's probably worth 350 nowadays. Great neighborhood in Castleberry. So, but this time is money. And this for sellers and buyers, let me say this, looking at homes, that time you spend and stressing about it, worrying about it, hunting for the right one, and selling, being on the market, having your house ready to show, not a big deal, but it can be a change for some people. If you got dogs or you got little kids, you got to get
out.
But that time, get back to work. Do what you do. Trust your real estate professional to give you the right advice, then get back to work. I have so many people. I'll get offers sometimes, Bruce, and I can always tell this. I'll get a low offer on one of my listings. And I talk to the agent and I go, let me guess, you've had them in the car for 14 months. This is the 7th house they've made offers on. They're like, how'd you know? Did I make an offer on one of your listings before? I'm like, no, you're not guiding them correctly. Here's the comps. Tell them this is what the house is selling for. I'm getting 6 realtors through the door this weekend. I know I'm going to have offers by Monday, Sunday evening. You need to make an offer like this. And I give them the counter offer and guide them. That's what I do as the listing agent for your home. If you're a buyer, I'm going to give you the right advice. Say, don't mess around. Get that one. You're not going to call me a year from now and go, darn it, we should have paid $5,000 less.
That's right.
And the value will have gone up 2, 3, 4%. I think when the market recovers, we're going to start heading back to, especially in that $300,000 to $500,000 price range, we're going to start heading back to that 5, 6, 7% a year appreciation.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, I think that people been waiting for a crash in the market. It's not going to happen. Right now, I'm seeing between 3 and 6% appreciation across the board right now, which is very unusual when you see the market is relatively flat. What's going to happen when interest rates truly do drop? Those prices are going to skyrocket.
Well, I'll have those numbers next week and we'll be able to see if there's any absorption of that extra inventory. A lot of the inventory that came on the past 2 months was sellers going, okay, I've got some extra equity. Even though I don't like, I'm going to have a 6.5% rate or a 6% rate. I'm not going to like that. I'm going to go ahead and sell because I'm going to get an extra 50 grand out of my house. And that's going to help make up for that. I'm going to put more money down, or I'll have money in my bank account. So all those things come into play. But if you need Loveland Properties to help you make a real estate plan, call me at 407-352-8118. And Bruce, your number?
My number is 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. So we've had a little bit of a rocky road here with the stock market. I think that's pretty much the elephant in the room right now.
Well, it's been less than 4 days of market time.
Right. Yeah. So we've lost some ground. I mean, even this week, it was some rocky days in the market. I think that those are opportunities.
Yep.
I don't look at that. Matter of fact, I shifted some cash back into the market. It could still drop a little bit more, but I'm buying lower than I would have bought if I would have
Yep.
bought in the market 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So I think that there's opportunities right now. But we talk about my favorite phrase by my friend Warren Buffett: be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. Right now, it's
Time to be
time to
greedy.
get greedy.
Yep.
Because the average person is sitting on the sideline going, oh, the stock market, my 401k, it's only a 201k now. I don't know what it is, but it's opportunity. And what happens is the average person is fearful instead of being reactionary
Yep.
and just getting into the market. Jump into that market, buy homes. It's not going to go backwards on you. The home prices haven't gone down.
Nope.
Your 401k went down, but your home prices went up.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to take some money out of your 401k or sell that house, and let's get out and purchase a home. These homes are going to go up. And as soon as that stock market makes a correction and interest rates come back down again, you're going to see your values go up again.
You know what I have been raising a little bit this year, Bruce?
Rents.
Slightly. They were kind of flat. I was having trouble keeping people with, they were staying. They would stay if I kept their rent the same. I had some move out. Trying to increase them, but I've been able to raise them a little bit. And it's just Central Florida. We're getting more people.
I've got a rental property that's going to be available at the first of the month in Daytona. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful block home in Daytona, right near where like Nova and the 400 are. It's a beautiful neighborhood, quiet neighborhood, very safe neighborhood, great rental property, fully furnished. If you're interested, give me a call at 407-250-9144. My tenant's moving out, and I'm going to have a vacancy. And if you're interested, I'd love to rent it to one of my listeners.
Talking about time is money. Now, the time to be showing that property is now if they're out the end of April. And this is where I have people call me saying, oh, my manager hasn't rented my property in 4 months. I'm like, well, you should have fired him after 1 month or 6 weeks. So that time is money. And when you coordinate these things, these aren't surprises. Like that tenant gives notice. Like we have to send out our rental increases. We send that letter out, check here, this is your new rent. Check here if you're not moving, return this to us, please.
Absolutely.
And then we follow up to make sure. They get that at about 90 days before their lease is up. Because in that last month they're there, I want to be showing the home to prospective tenants. Perfect world, I've got somebody moving in there within a week or 10 days of that tenant leaving, if it does need a little cleanup or touch up, that kind of thing, which we charge the tenant for if they damaged it, the one moving out.
Right.
That's why we got a deposit. I just had somebody telling me they took $1,000 deposit on a $2,500 a month rental. I'm like, why? Well, that's all they had. I'm like,
Good
well,
gracious.
you almost
there's a bad tenant picker, and that's when you hear these horror stories about, I don't want to be a landlord because I had this bad experience. You didn't do it right.
Yep.
And you know what? All it would have taken is for somebody to call you.
The upfront process is what's the most important, Bruce. That's where all the problems are avoided. And it's
100%.
funny. I'll get 10, 15 inquiries on a rental property. And then we set appointments. We tell them we're going to be there Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. I want them tripping over each other.
Right.
But we send those 10, 15 people, we send them our 2 pages of rules on, we're going to check credit. We want 2.5 times income. We're going to do it's kind of a soft credit. It's not really a credit score. Pets have pet deposits and pet fees. We don't take the dangers. All these rules we have. And you know who shows up? About 3 or 4.
And
but
that
is the cream of the crop.
3 or 4
those are the tenants we want.
You're going to pick one.
We don't want the sad sacks. We don't want the problem children. And that's when you get problems. That's when your real estate investment is just destroyed.
Well, and if you don't think you have the stomach to do that, then hire Cleve to do it for you. He manages properties. He'll do it for you. And it's non-emotional for him.
When I've taken over properties for landlords, Bruce, I've got people with anywhere from 2 to 20. When I've taken over for them, I'd say everybody I've got right now in my rental portfolio, everybody I'm managing, I made them more money, even with me. And I charge, I don't do it for free, taking my management fee. I made them more money because all their rents were low and or the properties were being destroyed. So it's well worth it to call Loveland Properties at 407-352-8118 or go to cleveloveland.com. I'll be working all weekend.
Yeah. And if you're looking at buying property, listen, even though rates have popped up this week, they're going to come back down. All right. So let's get the applications made. Let's get out shopping for a home. I don't think refinancing for rate reduction is the right time right now, but I created a VIP watch list for just my clients. Well, then I was getting calls from all my radio listeners saying, I want on your VIP watch list. Please tell me when it's ready. So it was funny because last Thursday, I sent out a blast message to all of the people on my VIP watch list that the market was ripe and we were getting closer. Send me in your mortgage statement and I will analyze it and tell you when the right time is. And then, of course, the market went negative on me. All right. So now we're further away again, but it's okay. The timing was right. We're getting closer, and they at least know that I'm watching it for them like a hawk, and they get notifications. Listen, if you're out there shopping for property, you owe it to yourself to have options.
Well, they need to have somebody watching like that, Bruce. I mean, you were watching for me on my last one that I did years ago on my home. I'm where I'm at I'm going to be there for the next 20 years. But we got a great rate on mine when rates were back in the 3s.
Absolutely.
So, and you got to be ready.
Geek. Yeah. I'm a market geek. I'm watching it all the time because I think that I would be remiss. I would not be doing my job if you didn't have somebody that had the finger on the market and knowing what's going on. Now, nobody's got a crystal ball, but I'm watching this market like a hawk for you, my clients. I guarantee you, your banker's not doing it. Your mortgage broker doesn't even know how to do it. They haven't got a clue as to what shifts the market. You want somebody that's going to take great care of you.
We got a couple minutes back into that mortgage broker. That right there is a problem. You got to know how to recognize that. Realtors.
Well, and they won't tell you either.
And they won't tell you. They're in their pajamas. They're in their onesie in their garage with a desk set up, watching Jerry Springer reruns. And they are not, they submit the loan and they have no control. All they are basically is putting a package together, and they don't know that
they can't send
they don't know the right type of loan.
They got to do buyer paid closing costs or lender paid closing costs. They're going to UWM. They're going to all these brokers you thought that the broker was shopping mortgages to get you the best rate. They're shopping mortgages to get them the best commission.
Yeah.
My commission isn't. I am paid a salary. Everything's flat.
Yep.
I don't price one loan out to get a better deal for a bigger commission from one loan to another, but mortgage brokers do that all the time.
Be careful of that. You want to ask them where's their physical office, because I'll Google them. Sometimes I get these letters.
Well,
and it'll be a house in a subdivision.
And
they might know how to get around that.
They can get pretty tricky with internet.
Realtors, don't take out of state lenders. You know, I have somebody bring me something from a credit union in Delaware. Not going to do it.
No,
I want a local lender that cares, or I'm going to tell that agent
and knows the market
to call you. Yeah, knows the market, wants to impress me, because I know I sell a lot of homes, and they don't want to get a bad reputation. I've had. What's funny is I've gotten some very detailed surveys from some of these brokers, and I'm like, whoa, this is going to be fun to fill this out.
Yes.
Tell them how terrible they are. So it's just, I never get a call back going, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe we did that. We'll fix our processes. That's never going to happen. So you want to know that somebody's not working out of the back seat of their 87 Buick Regal, and they have a physical office. They report to a boss. They're in it. They, work for somebody like Bruce, or they own their own company. But not that's a recipe for disaster on that.
It is. I mean, we have all the systems in place to make sure that our customers get the very best of the best when it comes to rates, when it comes to pricing, when it comes to loan options. We have I don't know of a mortgage company that has more programs than we do. Listen, I'm here to help you. Put me to the test. Shop me against your bank. Shop me against Rocket Mortgage. I'll even pull up their rates in front of you, and I guarantee you they won't pull up mine. But I promise you, you come to me, you will never be disappointed. You will not ditch me for another lender. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate in Orlando, the number one realtor to go to, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
All right, guys, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Tune into my show, the Lone Ranger Radio Show, tomorrow at 11 o'clock on WDBO. I look forward to having you. Call me if you have questions. Call me if you need my help. We're here. Cleve and I are right here for you. Have a great weekend.